Good afternoon and welcome to the Windsor Star's Net News at Noon. I'm Craig Pearson with McArthur, bringing you the best from the paper and the web. A Canadian soldier has been killed by a roadside bomb while on foot patrol near Kandahar. Petty Officer Second Class Craig Blake became the 143rd Canadian to die in that conflict since 2002. He is survived by his wife and two sons.
A Windsor man has been arrested by the OPP in connection with the bust of a $1.8 million marijuana grow-op in Bruce County. Daryl Fitzpatrick, 26, is in custody facing a raft of drug charges.
And after a record warm April, the Environment Canada is predicting more of the same. It's going to be hotter and drier than normal for June, July, and August.
Yeah, and speaking of hot temperatures, folks, some controversy brewing off ice in the Spitfires Cold Series. Front page story today. It's generated a lot of traffic. It's number one there in our top 5. But the Colts crew, the young girls, the teenagers, they dance, they cheer for the Colts, so they go on the road. They're alleging that they, quote-unquote, feared for their lives at a game at the WFCU Center on Sunday, and allegedly, of course, that they were pelted with objects and subjected to sexual taunts and a death threat, including a noose. Some Spitz fans, of course, we're trying to talk to you, tell a different tale that that the dance crew sort of maybe gave the finger to the crowd and sort of had it coming. I don't know where the truth is, but it's definitely some ugliness to a series that is already pretty ugly.
Marathon Council meeting last night, which you probably know personally, but the council backed off on a new noise policy because they felt that it would be unenforceable. But they did adopt a new cultural master plan, and they also revealed that they're getting sued for $6 million by some West End landlords who feel they've been unfairly targeted.
Yeah, exactly. There's a front page story on that, and make sure you check it out. We're trying to get a PDF of the lawsuit so you guys can read it yourself. But yeah, Marathon is right, man. That bad boy actually kicked off at 6 o'clock and didn't wrap up until midnight. Back here today. If you guys missed it, we don't blame you. A lot of good hockey games on last night, but don't worry because we have you covered. We do a live chat for City Council, and you can read through it online right now. It's in our editor's picks. You get a blow-by-blow account of it. The Windsor Star, we go to boring meetings, so you don't have to.
There's a tagline. Speaking of not boring, strange case out of Germany. A postman has married his cat. This cat is obese and asthmatic, so the man wanted to tie the knot before the pet died. It was a very nice ceremony. Apparently the groom wore a top hat, the cat wore a white dress, and we read this thing on the internet, so you know it's true.
It's true. It's on the web. You can check it out. And in some other cool news, sad but also interesting, in Japan, the world's oldest person has died at 115, wow. After a life spanning 3 centuries, just a week before 115th birthday. So that means the oldest person in the world is now a woman, a French woman named Eugenie Blanchard, and she lives, as luck would have it, on the Caribbean island of Guadeloupe. 114.
Eugenie Blanchard. But anyway, coming up tomorrow, reporter Dave Battagello is going to have a follow on some truckers who were upset about getting frozen out apparently from new work at the airport. And what's interesting about this thing, this was funded by the infrastructure dollars that was supposed to create local jobs. So.
Well, exactly. This issue is not going to go away in this economy. Ron Jones actually brought it up last night at midnight at the end of council, sort of complaining about it. So yeah, it's definitely not going to go away. Some people are pretty angry about this.
All right.
Anyway, sports now. Okay, we talked about it earlier, but Spitz. Okay, they're looking for the sweep tonight, hoping to dust the Colts on home ice in Game 4 of the OHL final. It'll be if they can pull it off. And this is an interesting stat the Sporto's put in. In the past couple of years, the Spitz have had 10 opportunities to knock opponents out of the playoffs. Every time they've won that game. So they get another chance tonight, and they can duplicate OHL final champs 2 years in a row, which hasn't been done sort of since the Greyhounds in the early 90s. But there's some depleted squads too because of the ugliness after the last game. They ran the goalies, some fisticuffs, whatnot. 2 Colts have been suspended, and Spitfire has been suspended, and both teams got sacked with a $5,000 fine.
Ooh. But I think they've won 7 in a row, so that bodes well.
Yeah, since the Deffer wrote them off, they've won 7 in a row.
That's right.
Anyway, little chalkboard stuff.
The game, we're going to be live blogging the game, whatnot like that.
Exactly, yeah.
And what might happen again is those cheerleaders are coming back. They said they're going to wear their Colts clothing, come in and cheer again. And honestly, I really truly hope that the fans don't make it really hard for them. They have every right to cheer, and if we win, we get to cheer harder.
Yeah, exactly. They have every right to cheer, so treat them with respect, folks. And you got to remember they're Colts fans, so they don't have a lot going for them. So anyway, guys, go Spits, go! Online and on your porch, we're the Windsor Star.